Hello students, welcome back to Konnur online class. So let us have the continuation for the next topic, that is mitochondria. This is another cell organelle which is present in the cell, and it is also having a very important function, children. As I said, your lysosomes is one, even mitochondria is one. Let us start with the structure of mitochondria. Remember, you need to learn to draw the structure of mitochondria. It is very, very simple, children. You can practice with me with the book and pen. First, you need to draw a capsule-like structure. Okay? Extend it down this way. Now, I am going to show you a semi-cut. If I take a mitochondria and I cut it, how it looks, that is the structure. And along with the walls, just to go along with the walls, take a fold inside, take it out, a fold inside, out, continue. Go along with the walls. Go along with the walls. Right? So this is the structure of a mitochondria. Now, can you see there are two layers in mitochondria? Since it is having two layers, it is called as double membrane organelle. Till now we have seen the organelles which are having a single layer outside, right? But mitochondria is having two layers. One is the outer layer and one is the inner layer, which is folded, right? That is why mitochondria is consisting of two layers and it is called as a double membrane cell organelle. Now, when I say the outer membrane, it is having small holes in it. Already I have told you, using the word hole is not appropriate, children. You need to use the word as pores. So the outer membrane is having pores. So this is the outer membrane. And the inner membrane is having folds. It is having folds. So it is deeply, inner membrane is deeply folded. Now what is the function of this folds? This increases the area for the production of energy. So let us move forward. Mitochondria, there is one more special. How lysosomes are given the word as suicide bags of the cell. In the same way, mitochondria is also given a name. The name that is given to it is powerhouse of the cell. Please remember, children, this is important. Who is called as the powerhouse of a cell? So mitochondria is called as a powerhouse of a cell. So mitochondria is called as powerhouse of a cell. Why is it called powerhouse of a cell? Because it is involved in the production of energy. Energy is nothing but power. Okay? That is why it is called as powerhouse of a cell. Now, this consists of internal material which is called as matrix. A fluid is present which you commonly call it as matrix. And the structures are present which you call them as oxysomes. You call them as oxysomes. These oxysomes help in the production of ATP. Now you may ask me, what is ATP? Expansion of ATP is adenosine triphosphate. Adenosine triphosphate. So this oxysomes helps in the production of ATP. Now what is this ATP? ATP is nothing but energy currency. Whatever energy is produced by mitochondria, it is stored in some form and that form is called as ATP. Now it is just simple like you go to a shop to recharge your mobile. Now what do you mean by this recharge your mobile? It is not charging your mobile in the socket. Recharge means you are paying currency to it. Here it is not related to money. Here it is related to energy. That is why ATP is called as energy currency of a cell. Okay? Don't get confused with these two things. One is mitochondria is called as powerhouse of a cell and ATP is called as energy It is just like the mobile battery. Mobile battery is the powerhouse, and what you recharge is the currency. So powerhouse, battery, recharge, currency, that is ATP. Easy to remember, correlated. Okay. So it is, another thing is, it is semi-autonomous. The word semi-autonomous. What do you mean by semi-autonomous? Children, if we all know, whatever functions, if I lift my hand, if I am talking to you, if I am looking, everything is controlled by the brain, right? Everything is controlled by the brain. But in a cell, mitochondria says, I'm not going to listen to you. I can follow my own instructions. I know what I have to do, right? So it is following its own instructions. That is, most of the things it will carry out on its own. It will not listen to the thing. It will carry out on its own. That is why it is called as semi-autonomous. Semi means not all, but few functions it will carry on its own. Right? As I have told you, it is helping in formation of energy. Energy here again. One more thing about it is, okay, we will go to it later. As I said you, it is, mitochondria is semi-autonomous. That means most of the decisions in production of energy it will take on its own. Now how is it possible that it is taking its decisions on its own? It is because it has its own DNA and ribosomes. Remember, it is having, mitochondria is a cell organelle which is having its own separate DNA and ribosome. And with the help of these two, it will produce its own protein. It will produce its own protein. That is why it is called as semi. Semi means half. Completely it will not take its decision of production. Only half of the decision is taken. That is why it is called as semi-autonomous cell organelle. I hope this is clear to you. Just we'll have one more video of it. Okay. So mitochondria is double membrane. That is, it is having two membranes. One membrane is outside, outer one, which is having pores in it. The other membrane which is inside, it is folded, and these folds help in increasing the surface area for the production of energy. Now the energy is produced, it has to be stored, and the energy is stored in the form of ATP, that is adenosine triphosphate. Now let us move towards the function of mitochondria. So whatever, to lift up, if I don't eat food for 2 to 3 days, do you think, or when you are fallen sick, when you fall sick, when you are bedridden, that means you sleep in the bed and you don't do any work, you don't have your food, do you think you have energy to walk and play? No. Even to lift hand you will be doing like actions this slowly. So you are not having energy. So whatever energy is required in your body, that is passed by this mitochondria. So energy required for various chemical activities needed for life is released by mitochondria in the form of ATP. Now how is it released? You will be studying in 10th standard. For your level, it is enough that energy is stored in the form of ATP, and whenever energy is required, mitochondria releases the energy. And as I said you, ATP is called as the energy currency of cell, and mitochondria is called as the powerhouse of the cell. And one more important point, mitochondria is having its own DNA and ribosomes, and using this DNA and ribosome, it produces its own protein. Now coming to the question point, quick review. Who is called as the powerhouse of the cell? Mitochondria. Okay. What is the expansion of ATP? Adenosine triphosphate. Okay. Why is mitochondria called as semi-autonomous? Because it takes its own decision for some of the activities which are carried out in the cell. Then who is called as the currency of the cell? ATP. ATP is called as the currency of a cell. So the next cell organelle we will be continuing in the next video.